I chose One Piece for one of my shows because it's one of my favorite shows. This show is basically about pirates just being pirates pretty much and just like going on adventures, and it really just helped me throughout like all these hard times, I guess you could say, because it really takes my mind off of things. The second show that I chose was Stranger Things because it is also one of my favorite shows on Netflix. It's basically about kids just trying their hardest to be kids, but obviously they get into some bad situations and they have to work through them. This show's helped me through hard times because it also is like a little scary, so it kind of like keeps me on my toes and stuff. But overall, it's a really good show, and I would highly recommend it. And for my third choice, I chose the movie It. The movie is about a killer clown who haunts a certain group of kids, and the goal of the movie is for the kids to stop the clown. I chose this movie because horror movies are my favorite type of movie, and this movie I could rewatch all the time, and it really just helps me like relieve stress if I'm ever feeling stressed in school or in life in general.
Some movies have helped encourage me with their powerful messages during this pandemic. The first movie I chose, which is mostly true, is about a teacher who motivates rebellious students to excel and pass the AP Calculus exam. I think the message behind this movie is that with motivation and hard work, you can accomplish anything. The Good Doctor is about a young and autistic surgical resident with a difficult childhood who struggles to fit in and become accepted by the rest. A lot of the doctors in the hospital don't believe he can ever become a good surgeon, but he proves everyone wrong. Miracle in Cell Number 7 is about a loving father with a mental disability who is separated from his daughter and falsely accused for the death of a child. He is later sentenced to the death penalty. Even though this made me cry and think about problems in our society today, I really enjoyed watching it along with my siblings. I think that some movies like these help bring comfort and motivation during these difficult times.
The first show I chose is Pretty Little Liars. This show has significance to me because it reminds me a lot of my old neighborhood and all my old friends. I used to watch it with them all the time, and it holds a lot of special times and memories to me. The second show I chose is Trinkets. It's basically about addiction and physical abuse, which are a lot of real world problems that many people can sadly relate to, and it's helped me to realize how real these things are and how to help others facing it. And for my third choice, I chose a movie called A Walk to Remember. And this movie always reminds me of my grandma because when I was younger, we always watched it together, and it just turned into a movie we loved watching. And to this day, we still watch it whenever we see each other.
Warning! Warning!
Órale, vato. Shh, shh, shh. To begin this presentation, I had too much fun with this presentation. To begin this presentation, one of the main reasons I chose this movie is because this is my movie. This is the movie that I grew up watching since I was a little kid. You know how you guys grew up watching The Lion King and Bambi? I grew up watching this. And this movie is 5 hours long, and the things that it has and what it says, it's crazy. It's unbelievable. It shows how racism is still very alive to this day, and a perfect example of stop trying to be something that you can't be. For example, in the movie, this Chicano, güero, white friend, his cousins, he's trying to be a gang member just like him and earn his respect. But, people that live in LA looking, in el barrio, he's not going to get that respect because of his skin color.
White is the enemy. White's the system. You're stuck in the middle.
This movie is very sad. But in a personal level, I can relate to this movie. And also as my Hispanic and Latino friends can relate. Crossing here illegally is very difficult, very hard. And the stories that my parents told me it's crazy and it's unbelievable. Coming to this country, not knowing how to speak English, and then getting treated how we get treated is unreal. If only people knew what we had to go through and what my Hispanic people had to go through. If only they would understand. But in this movie, it shows that just because it's a movie doesn't mean it's happening to somebody else. I know people that leave those children, make a sacrifice to come here to this country for them, have money, have a house by the time that they're old, bring them over here, sneak them in, and live a better life.